Welcome to the Mother-Daughter-ish podcast. It's your mama's favorite podcast.
And the podcast your daughter always wanted.
This is Miss Dawn.
And Angelique.
From the 713. Houston, y'all. Get connected and stay connected weekly as new shows debut on Sunday, Wednesday, and please check out our Saturday Out and About showcases.
Enjoy the show. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, and tell every woman on the planet that you know about our show.
Here's our show for today.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. It is illegal to make a false copyright claim, and such actions may lead to our party seeking compensation for losses. This video was created and published by the Mother-Daughter-ish show in their personal capacity. The opinions expressed in this video are the creator's own and should not be taken as a definitive fact. The validity of any evidence provided should be independently consulted and researched and resource verified for authenticity. And the Mother-Daughter-ish show takes no responsibility for the actions of those viewing this video.
Thank you so kindly.
We thought it was important to give a recap of 2021 since a lot of us did cancel 2020. So enjoy our 2021 recap show for 2021 and Happy New Year to you. Enjoy what we have to share. We hope that we give some new information or different information than all of the other recaps that you've probably been looking at. Like me, I've been binge watching recaps all day. Enjoy from Mother-Daughter-ish. That's Dawn and Angie. Well, I'm so glad that we get a chance to do a year-end review. If you had to grade your year, Angie, from 1 to 10, what would it be? 1 to 10 only.
Say a smooth 6.5.
6.5?
It was kind of rocky up and down, but towards the end, it's getting better. So that's why I say 6.5. I was going to say 5 because it's hard.
I'm going to give my year a 9. And the only reason I'm giving it a 9 and not a 10 is because I didn't get to do every single thing. I didn't get every single thing I wanted for this year, but I'm still going to give it a 9 because I have learned that even the bad things make you better. So yeah. I can never look at it and go like, oh, it's hard. I can't because
I'll give the year before a 4. I'll give 2020 a smooth 3-4.
Well, you're nice because I canceled my 2020. It never happened.
Yeah. 2019 was great.
Yeah. Oh, I'm telling you, 2019, I was just like, I was on my trajectory of everything I wanted to do on my bucket list. I think on 2019, I marked out probably like 30 things off my bucket list. I was so excited. Like even Christmas Eve, I was sitting there going back over my list going, yes, I got to do all this. And you know, we were on vacation in Utah. And by the time I got back, I was like, who got a cough? What happened? Who, what's the name of the thing again? Like, I didn't know what they were talking about. I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's true. And then February was like, oh, March, it was like lockdown in the house.
Yeah.
But 2021 was very, very interesting with so many crazy things that happened. I keep saying that these things are so crazy, but I guess they're falling right in line with whatever's supposed to be happening. So I'm going to go through those year's events, and then we're going to talk about our own personal year, because it's so funny when you start asking people, like, what was the most pivotal thing to you that happened in your memory, not to you personally, but in your memory, what's the most pivotal thing that you remember? And they start telling you about all the negative stuff. And I'm just like, so you're trying to tell me no good stuff happened? No interesting things other than death and killing and virus, like nothing else happened? And it's almost like people forget all of those things. But okay, in 2021, and I'll just go by the months. In January, of course, we know there was the Capitol insurrection. So that was when the people stormed the Capitol. Did you pay attention to that at all?
I did. I think just not too long ago, they sentenced a couple of them.
Yeah, I know that. I'll tell you
that was crazy. Actually, it was like, it's even crazier watching it on the news. But it's like, y'all really got that far sitting at the desk and everything.
You have seen nothing. They put a whole parody documentary on Netflix about it.
What is it called?
And when I tell you it's a parody, like
it's the 2021 thing.
Yeah, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Actually watching it, I felt guilty because, and when I say guilty, I don't mean like, oh, I shouldn't be doing it, but I was laughing so hard that I thought, should I be laughing at this? But
when did you watch it? Because I was gonna tell you about it last night.
Like last Friday or something, or Saturday.
Oh wow!
I was sitting there looking for something to watch, and I saw something about 2021, and I remembered they had did one in 2020.
I see. I didn't see that one, so I'm gonna have to watch that one too.
Oh my god! You're talking about funny. I don't know who created it. As a matter of fact, I do know who created it, and it was somebody that I was like, oh wow, I didn't know you were that funny. But the jokes in there, especially from the one lady that they sentenced her because she did so much crazy stuff, I was like, I laughed so hard. I felt like I should be ashamed. You know what the word I'm gonna use is? I should be ashamed of myself for laughing. So, but let me tell you something. Watch it, and you tell me if you don't laugh, something wrong with you.
I'm gonna have to. I saw the trailer for it last night. I thought it just came out this week or something.
Let me tell you something. It's hilarious. It have you laughing from the beginning to the end, and then the little skits that they do. It's like, okay, y'all know that was not funny, especially when they go inside the Capitol and.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that today.
I
be needing new stuff to watch anyway.
Yeah. Funny
so
stuff.
They're gonna do one every year then, just about. They're gonna have a whole.
I hope they do. I love like year-end review type things. I've been looking
recaps,
at year-end recaps. I'm just like, I love it. Okay, so Angie, you remember what happened in February in Texas?
Yes, unfortunately, it might happen again.
What was that?
The winter storm.
The winter storm.
How long were we out of power and water? Like weeks?
Well, here's the deal.
A week or two?
We really, here where I am in my house, I can only speak about my house because I don't know about other people, but we really were only without power for maybe a total of a day. Other than that, we had power, but it was funny because I'd be talking to somebody on the phone and they would have power. By the time we got off the phone, then we wouldn't have power and they would have power, and it's just 30 minutes.
It was like a smooth week.
It was a week of weekends, I'll say, but I can honestly say only one day I actually felt cold because the rest of the time we actually had power. We actually had heater and all of that. So I didn't complain too much because I was like, there were some people like at your grandma's house, they literally had to go get a hotel because they were without power for like days straight in a row.
Yeah, whereas we were days straight.
We never went a full 24 hours without power.
Oh yeah, we were days straight for about a week.
No, we didn't. And then I had left the night before they gave the warning of it could happen. I had left the water dripping all over. So that I
don't think we did that. Yeah,
because I sure didn't want that issue. So yeah, so January was the Capitol insurrection, which was shenanigans. February was the winter storm and power outage shenanigans. And then so March, in March, which was your birthday month. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you know this or not, but 77 countries now are banning plastic bags. Have you ever been to a city where you got up there to pay for your items and they're like, okay, bye-bye, but didn't bag your things in anything?
I haven't noticed that in other cities, just mainly places here.
I got the shock of my life right around probably 2015, 2016. I was in Austin. And I had gone to the Walmart because I was going to be there for the weekend. So I wanted to get my water and all that stuff. I had gone to get water. And I went to Walmart and I bought all this stuff. And she was like, okay, have a good day. I'm like, I'm looking around like, what a bag in person.
Well, you know what? My first time in Sam's, I thought they was gonna, because like their packaging is really
Sam's
big.
Sam's has never given you bags.
I didn't know that. I didn't really shop in there.
Like your grocery store.
Yeah.
They said, oh no. They said, oh no, Austin, Texas has a ban on plastic. We don't do that. And I said, oh my God, if it's in Austin, it's gonna come to Houston. It never made it here yet, but I just thought, wow, okay. So now 77 countries have banned plastics of any kind, especially in the grocery stores, or plastic water, any of that. So I'm just like, oh, I was almost curious to look up which of the 77 countries it was, but it made me kind of like that I didn't even want to do that. So here's what I decided. Because I'm always going through this conversation about we got to take care of ourselves and we can worry about everything else we got. So in my car, at the Dollar Tree, the $1.25 tree, they have these grocery bags that are like that big, that long, and with real good sturdy handle, and they're called grocery bags. And they collapse down to as flat as an iPad. I put two I put 2 of them in each car
Yeah.
because I thought, okay, if I'm at a store and this happens, at least I have a bag and I'll just take that bag in if I'm in a different city or something. Like I know my city, I'm not worried about my city, but when I'm traveling somewhere else, I'll just have my bag in there so I'm not shocked. I don't get, annoyed or anything like that. So it's just like, okay, I got to take care of myself. So,
Yeah.
All right. So in April, this may not be significant to a lot of people, but it was a win for the culture. Derek Chauvin was found guilty of the George
Oh
Floyd
yeah.
killing. My understanding is that he's appealing and may get out sooner. I don't know. I have no idea. In May, I don't know if you noticed it, but I noticed it, and I'll tell you the reason. There was this big NFT boom. You know what NFT is?
Sort of. I'm learning it literally as every week goes by. I had some people try to dumb it down for me, but yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to dumb it all the way down to 5th grade level because that's how I like to explain things so that people are not confused later. So first of all, the name is not going to make sense because it doesn't make sense to any of us.
Does it stand for anything?
I'm about to tell you. It stands for non-fungible token. So non-fungible token just means I'm in the family of the crypto currency. So when people hear the word non-fungible, what they really hear, and this is why people need to explain it right, what they hear is non-fundable.
Right.
Meaning I don't get no money out of it. Right. So that's why I don't like the word NFT, because non-fungible token means it's a fake token. I can't get no cash, no green, no moolah. I can't get no money. So really basically what it is in the cryptocurrency family, it would be just like you buying Bitcoin or anything else and being able to purchase high dollar or low value or black market, whatever items you want to purchase via the interwebs. So if you get $1 billion in NFTs, that doesn't literally mean you can take $1 billion, transfer it over to your Chase account. That doesn't what it mean. It means that you have money to play around with in the cryptocurrency world, period. That's all I can say. So you know that we've definitely been looking into this because we're wanting to help your brother to earn his first $1 million with his digital anime art. So that's exciting. But this whole thing came to my conscious when Tory Lanez put his album up on an NFT.
That's when I first heard about it. Yeah.
Right. He broke it down. The only thing I was confused about is he broke it down in dollars and what it did for him financially and what it was going to do for the people who purchased his album, what it was going to do for them financially, but he didn't break down what NFT was. He just broke down the money aspect. So what I did is I listened back several times to what he was saying about the money, and I followed the dollar. I followed the crypto from there. Then I got me some different education on even what it is and what it means to an individual, period. So nowadays, I just heard 3 weeks ago that a guy bought a $8 million home with his cryptocurrency.
Yeah, but it's kind of like how all these stores are accepting Apple Pay. Eventually, they're going to be able to accept that. Yeah. Eventually, I feel like, yeah.
Exactly. So I've taken a couple of classes. I've read a couple of ebooks. I've listened to a few people talk about it. I've been following the crypto trail, and I'm interested. This has got Bitcoin never got me interested, only because I'd also I had seen that report on American Greed, where the guy who originally started Bitcoin, after it got like $800 billion or something, he disappeared, and so did all those people's money. And then they can't even tell you who the guy is that started Bitcoin. So that threw me off, and I wasn't interested after that.
I think I was turned off with Bitcoin when I heard a friend trying to buy some merchandise through like an independent seller or whatever, and they only accepted Zelle, which was, sometimes can be fishy, but they paid for shipping for their product already up front. And so when they got a notification from the courier people, they said that they needed to send $100 in Bitcoin for shipping. I'm like, no, they already paid for shipping. I was like, first of all, I don't even know what Bitcoin is.
That's what
I've already paid for shipping. So what do you mean an extra $100 in Bitcoin? I had to text my friends because I was curious, how much is $100 in Bitcoin, like transferred, into
It's
dollars.
it's
I
a
don't know.
it's a real $100 is what it is. See, Bitcoin is kind of out there, whereas if a lot of people invest, then your dollar value expands, kind of like the stock market, but just on a different level. On the stock market, you're supporting companies and corporations and those big wigs out there. On the Bitcoin level, you're supporting your own coin getting bigger by more people joining in and putting money in. So
Mm.
it's a whole education. Okay. In June, this is significant to a lot of people. In June, June 19th became a federal actual holiday instead of just another holiday for June 19th. So it became a federal holiday. So for those individuals who do work a 9-to-5 job, or for those
Mm.
individuals who maybe work in the government, it's considered a federal holiday. So they can actually take that day off. For everybody else, we already been celebrating that on our time anyway. So
Yeah.
no big deal. I mean, it would have been better if on that day we would have gotten some kind of uh, bill for Black people, like the Asian people got, a Black people hate bill or something, just like the Asians got, but we still have yet to conquer that. So what I always say to, my mind says, because my mind is a way rougher than I am, but what my mind says is until we can get some kind of bill for ourselves, I don't care nothing about all of these other activists and all these other Black Lives Matter and I don't care nothing about them until you can get the right significant bill for us like the Asian people got. I don't care about nothing you have to say and I don't support nothing you say. Get us a bill like that, I'll support.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't know about this, but of course, your brother knew about this because he's in Utah. But in July, Utah had a horrible sandstorm and thousands of crashes as a result of it.
Does that happen every year?
Well, I was about to tell you, 2 times this has happened to us, one with sand, one with snow. So the first year, me and Peyton went to a Mini Cooper event, and it was in something Springs, Colorado. And there was a wind and a sandstorm to the point that we literally could not see. Like the sand was coming from way somewhere else. It was that sand that they were saying comes from Africa somewhere. But anyway, it was all the way over over Colorado. And I'm telling you, I had never seen nothing like that in my life. Then the first year we went to Utah, there was a snow thing going on where literally you could not see anything. It was like a winter wonderland that, of course, we're from Texas. We ain't never seen that before. So that was really, really scary. And you're talking about on a highway going 80, you was going 5 because you didn't know if you was going to slip on off. And sometimes you don't want to play with those mountains because, yeah, they have rails, but if your car starts sliding where the rail is, you're going over.
I wonder how long it lasts, like just that full day, a whole week.
I don't know, but I know whenever we get the sandstorms here, every year we get a sandstorm here that they say the sand comes from Africa. I don't know about all that mileage and everything.
That's a lot of sand.
That's a lot of sand, but every time we get it, it always hits downtown, midtown, that area first.
What time of the year?
It only lasts for about 3 days, and then it goes on to these other states. But I had literally one year I got my iPad and I said, okay, from this part of Africa to Houston, how many miles? I was like, how is that possible?
What time of the year was that?
It's usually like around spring, summer, something like that. It's every year.
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Every single year since, especially since you were in middle school, it's happened every single year.
We still trying to get the sand out our hair and stuff from Miami. I can't imagine
something. That sand, I'm not even being funny and I'm not exaggerating at all. The sand in my eyelashes, and these are no fake eyelashes. I didn't have no fake eyelashes. I still don't. The sand, I kept plucking little particles of sand for 2 weeks. And I'm talking about washing my face every day. I'm talking about like when you get the towel and you wipe each eyelid. I had sand in my eyelashes.
It was really windy though, yeah.
For 2 weeks. And I was like, if it's in my eyelashes, it's definitely in my ears, in my hair, noses. It's definitely places that it's gonna take a while to get out. And that's why I was telling you, I said, I know you have a lot of sand in your hair because that wind was so
I must
wonderful.
have, yeah, when I washed it.
Wonderful. Yeah. Okay. In August, and to be specific, since we waited for a whole year, almost seems like August the 29th, Donda dropped. Did you listen the day it dropped, or did you just kind of trickle in?
I think I listened to it the day it dropped.
I did too. I like how on YouTube they'll put like the entire song like in a whole compilation where you could just type in Donda, hit, go, and then
You must be a big Kanye West fan then, are you? Like
uh,
musically, music wise, artist wise.
I have never really been a Kanye West. I mean, I like his song. I ain't messing with a gold digger. I mean, I like his music, but I was never like a everyday type of listener. I like Kanye.
As a
I,
person.
I like his mind. I
Yeah.
like I like the shenanigans. I like the crazy talk. I
Yeah.
like
He don't
I
be
like
lying, yeah.
yeah, I like a lot about Kanye, but I've never been just like a fan of his music.
Do you
Just
have a
like,
favorite song on the album?
oh yeah, somebody going to jail tonight. What's that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's mine.
That's my
I think I
principal
played that on. I
song.
think I played that on repeat in my office while I was working one day. Your brother came out. He was like, "Why are you listening to Kanye?" And I said, "Because I like him just like you do." He was like, "Oh my god." It was horrible because I was listening to it. I guess he said you too old to be listening. But yeah, I like that one about somebody going to jail tonight. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah. The first part, I can honestly tell you, I haven't listened to the whole first part because I fast forwarded because in my mind that's a ritual, and in my mind that's
Oh yeah. The chant
that's a
thing.
spiritual thing, yeah, the chant thing, and there's certain things I won't allow in my spirit. So
Hmm.
I've never heard the whole. I don't know how it ends, but as soon as I always fast forward to that because I can't. Something about it is not for me. Okay, we'll put it like that. Okay, so September, your boy dropped. Now who's your boy?
September?
Yeah. Remember they dropped 3 days after each other.
Oh, I know you're talking about my man Drake now.
I'm talking about your light skin boo Drake.
Yeah.
So yeah, Drake dropped CLB, Certified Lover Boy. Only he would call his
I
album that,
had to
right?
listen to it. I think I listened to it maybe a day or two after it dropped, and I think the most song I was excited about was "Way Too Sexy" and that TSU song. I said
You
only Drake would sample that
you
song.
said that to
Only.
me, and I had just said that to myself. You said, yeah, only Drake. I was like, I said the same thing. Only he, and what the way I put it was only he could get away with that.
Yeah, only he
'Cause
could
that's
do it, and only he would do it. Yeah, nobody
exactly.
else.
I was like, that whole pretty boy vibe thing, only he could do it. But then not only could he do it, but he's the only one that could do it with the polar opposite, which is him and Future.
And I think
Because
out of
Future is
my
not, because Future ain't too sexy for nothing. But just having his voice on there was like complimenting Drake. And so I liked that song. I also liked TSU. I liked a lot of the songs on there, but I felt like it was a different Drake vibe. Did you?
yeah, I think Tory Lanez and Drake, those two, they do really good samples, remix of
Yeah,
songs of
yeah,
old. It could be
yeah.
old ones or 2000s type songs, but yeah.
Okay, so Drake dropped in September. Actually, it was like September 3rd because Donda dropped August 29th. But also in September, Broadway made a return. They hadn't been on Broadway in over a year. And I don't know if
Oh,
you know what that means financially, but for
yeah.
New York, that means a whole lot because that's a lot of people travel to New York just to go to the plays. I remember one year we flew to Chicago because everybody had already been to New York. It was like 6 or 7 ladies. We
Mhm.
flew we flew to Chicago to see The Color Purple. I think Fantasia was in it that year.
Oh,
We flew to Chicago because your grandma had a friend. Well, actually, your Aunt Samara's friend's mom lives up there, and she was the same age pretty much as your grandma. So we all went up there, and then we took some of your grandma's friends from here, and I went, and it was really, really good. So we went to the Color Purple play in Chicago, and it was absolutely awesome. But everybody had already been to plays in New York, so we chose Chicago because it was like the kickoff, and we knew it was going to be real good. But
hmm,
people from all over the world had gone to that particular event. It was really, really, really good. Got to dress up real nice and everything. But New York is a place that no matter every time I've ever gone there. I mean, one year they didn't have anything I wanted to see, but I was like, I like Dolly Parton, so I actually went to see her play 9 to 5. And that's
I
not my
never
style.
been to a play or a Broadway thing. I think one time we went to New
At
York
least
and
once. I tell you,
yeah.
on the classy scale, you've got to at least go to one Broadway play, not them other. I'm not going to say a name, not those other plays that I do not like at all. I will not watch them. I'm not. They're
Hmm.
too ghetto for me. But you've got to go to a Broadway play. You've got to go to a symphony show.
Symphony. Oh yeah.
And then don't laugh at me. You got to at least go to one of those shin shun, that thing
Oh,
that they promote every single year. It's like an Asian Broadway event. It is
hmm.
so unique and so it's awesome. But those are three things I would definitely suggest that you put on your I'm gonna get dressed up. And when I say get dressed up, I'm talking about your
Like a
diamond,
ball.
your diamonds, your pearls, your, your
Yeah.
hair in a nice bun. I'm talking about gloves and everything. Like, just treat yourself. And here in Houston, we have so many wonderful symphony events, so many wonderful Broadway plays just here right downtown.
Hmm.
Do have all of that action unless you want to go somewhere else. I know I told Layala when our husband Ellis comes here, because he plays at a lot of symphonies, when our
Hmm.
husband Ellis comes here, because they've been to Dallas and other places, but when they come to Houston, I told her to make sure my tickets are at the box office, because I will definitely go and see him, even though I don't
Hmm.
like going downtown. I don't like parking in parking garages, but I will go and see him because I already know he can deliver.
Hmm.
All right, I'm going to ask you a question after I tell you this, and then I want you to be honest, because I'm going to be very honest, and I'm going to hold myself to this honesty. Okay, in October, Facebook announced the Metaverse. A lot of people got confused about it because they thought that they were now going to not be on Facebook, but that they were going to be on Meta. And I had seen a thing on Facebook, and I had to go into the thing and educate them business-wise. I said, they're not talking about Facebook's names changing. They're talking about the company that owns all of their intellectual property under their digital things like Instagram, Facebook, and everything. If you go to Mark Zuckerberg's list of all the companies that he owns that's up under his company and everything,
Hmm.
he's talking about the main company, like particularly maybe a S Corp or something that owns everything under. So like your S Corp would be your Metaverse, and then under it you would have Facebook, Instagram, la di da da da.
Yeah.
That's what they were saying is on the business end, it'll have Meta. I was actually surprised after he announced it that as soon as you open up Instagram, it says powered by Meta. And I was like, oh, wow, they changed that real fast, like overnight. Do you think you're going to go into the Metaverse? Because I've made a decision.
I'm not really sure yet. Only reason is because I only know so little about it. But I saw that it looked like Justin Bieber had like a little concert or something, and it looked.
Well, quite a few of your rappers are getting ready to put on a concert, and they're all the ones that I know that I don't know.
Mhm.
They're on that Moneybags Yo level type.
Yeah.
And so all of them are getting ready to produce a concert coming up in 2022. They just announced it about 3 days ago, and I said, whatever.
It's
Okay,
not going to
so
be the same, but it's something new, so it's going to be something that's going to make people want to see what it's about. But
well,
I'm
I've
sure there's a
decided
lot that we can do.
I'm not going to do it, and let me tell you why. One, you already know I've never liked video games, right?
Yeah.
So I don't want to be a player ready one. So then in October, Facebook announced Metaverse. Now, when you first heard it, what did you think?
All I really know is that it was some type of virtual realm, I guess. But I know there's so much more that they're gonna do. But I've only heard. Well, I think I got a glimpse of the Justin Bieber concert, but it's not the same to me when it comes to that type of stuff.
Did you watch it?
I think I watched maybe 5-10 minutes of it just to see like how it looks.
Oh, okay. So where'd you go to watch it?
I don't even remember.
Oh, okay.
It might have been on YouTube. Maybe somebody took a video of it or something somehow. It was on YouTube or something.
Yeah,
I was
that was
like,
it.
yeah, I don't know
I
about
didn't
that.
even know how to get in there, so I was like, I don't know. But one thing I know a lot of people had, right when he announced it, people were thinking that instead of it being Facebook and Instagram, it was going to be like Metagram or Metabook
Yeah.
or something like that. They thought the name was going to change. So what I did is I commented on somebody's comment because everybody thought the same thing. I said, no, he's talking about the business end of the business. So like
Hmm.
Metaverse, and then they'll have all his other companies under. So it's kind of like having an S corp, and then having like your Instagram, your Facebook, la whatever else.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there's companies under there that people don't even understand because they don't even understand that WhatsApp is under there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and all those others. And
Hmm.
so that's what it is. But do you think you're gonna go into Metaverse? However you get there, I don't know. But do you think you'll be a Ready Player One type of participant?
I don't really think so. In all reality, I don't really think so. But I also don't know
I think with
everything
your
about it.
age group, I think you will because of your age group. You've got so many more years of that talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's only gonna get more advanced.
Yeah, yeah. So just think about it. If you live to be 100 years old, you've got literally 75 more years of this conversation. So by the time
What's that comedian? I don't
who?
know how you say his name, Dean or Dion Cole.
Oh
He likes
yeah.
to think of life as like, if he's 40 right now, he thinks realistically he has 30, 40 more summers of living. I'm like, if you
I
think
do
of it
the
that
same.
way,
I say the same thing. I say,
yeah,
okay, if I live to be 100, then this year will mark I'm halfway there.
yeah.
It's true
When you
for
think of
me.
it, how many summers you have, though, that makes you kind of wake up and think, okay, yeah, life really is,
It's very
yeah,
true. I like the way I like the Uncle comedy.
yeah,
So
I
I
do too.
like how he does his comedy, and then if they like it, he like marks it off the list.
Yeah,
But again, I think that's funny. But realistically, I know that I want to live my next 50 years out as a regular human.
yeah.
And I don't like virtual reality. I've never liked virtual reality. I walked into two maybe about 2.5 years ago, right before Christmas, I walked into Dollar Tree, and they had these VR things that nobody was checking for. Nobody was asking about, what nobody putting their hands on. And I literally looked over there and I saw 4 of them. So I got on my phone and I looked up on Amazon what would they cost. It was like
Mhm.
$75 and $90. And I looked up and I said, I'm in Dollar Tree, so they can't charge me more because it says everything $1. That was them before they went to $1.25 Tree.
Yeah,
I bought all 4 of them.
yeah, because now they're like 200 and up, the good ones.
I just gave them to me. These were the good heavy ones with the cushion around the eye part and everything. These were really nice.
Mhm. Now, that's the only thing I like about virtual. Like, you can put that on and ride a roller coaster, go to a haunted house or something.
But did you see those 2 videos I sent you in the last couple of weeks where they like literally boxing walls?
Oh yeah, I've seen, but I was talking to Peyton about this the other day. They got the ones where you just put around your eyes and hold the controller, but she said they got ones that you got to put something around your waist and stand on a mat for
That's
those.
the one I sent you, where the guy was standing on the mat and then his friends released him and he started boxing the wall because he didn't realize that he wasn't in that universe.
Yeah, people can get
So
really deep in that.
I'm not interested in it, but I do know that the gamers are going to be excited.
Oh
I know
yeah.
that the digital animators are going to be excited. All of those creative people, this is going to be amazing for them because they'll be able to go into the metaverse and they'll be able to create a whole nother life other than the one they really live. And that's the part I don't like.
Yeah.
I like that scenario of what it is what it is. I don't want these alternate realities because it's too fake to me. That's why I know I could never be a great actress, because all that faking would bother me.
I think it has another thing to do with escaping reality too. A lot of people are trying to find ways, healthy ways to do that. So I think
Yes.
that might be good for some people. I'm thinking about Savon as a gamer. He might like it.
Oh, he's
Might
gonna
want
love
to
it.
try it at least.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard, but 2 weeks ago, a lady brought a lawsuit against somebody from the metaverse because he touched her butt in the metaverse.
No comment.
A real lawsuit, like in the court of law that we all pay taxes for.
Yeah, I figured.
It's too silly for me to.
Was she trying to say like sexual harassment or something?
No, that's what it was. That's what it
Oh,
was. He
yeah.
touched her butt in the metaverse. So he never physically touched her body, but he did in the metaverse.
That's gonna get tricky. See, that's gonna get tricky when it comes.
Exactly my point. Also in October, that was when Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp did what? Went down.
Combined. Yeah.
People were panicking so hard. I heard this guy said that for the full day that those 3 apps were down, he lost $6.4 million. I tried my best to Google and see what was he into, but I could never find it. He's from another country. I couldn't find out like what does he sell. So I don't know if he was talking about on the currency as far as like cryptocurrency, or if he was talking about real dollars, or I don't know, talking about potential customers. I don't know, because if on a day that those 3 apps went down, you lost $6.4 million, how much were you doing when the app was up?
Exactly.
I was excited. I was like trying to Google him, but you couldn't find his name. So I think he was capping. I don't think he.
And I don't know if it was true, but I was hearing that some people were upset because like the employees couldn't get into the building. It was locked or something. I'm like, what? And this was 3 days long?
Well, that's the thing about it. If everything is working on digital, when that digital is down, your life is down. You remember when, and I'm gonna bring it back to your memory, Hurricane Ike, and we went to Kroger's, and I couldn't use my credit card because all digital was down. Couldn't go to the bank because all digital was down. Did that bother me though? No. You know why?
Because I got cash and coins.
That's right. So all the people in the grocery store trying to buy food for their family, and I'm like, Child, I ain't worried. I got my cash money. And if you owe me $1 and you ain't got no change, you keep that dollar because I'm gonna eat today.
Yeah, I remember because they was trying to give away a bunch of
You
bananas.
you couldn't go to your ATM. You couldn't use any credit card swiping. You couldn't use any cash back. You couldn't do anything. And that was, I don't know if you recall, but we were 8 days without water, lights, gas. 8 days.
Yeah, I remember y'all being in my room because this is the coolest room in the house.
Exactly.
I
and
definitely
that
remember
was
that
a
one.
miserable time. And good thing I have those for a girl who ain't never went camping by herself. I've only gone with school when I was in 5th grade and all that stuff. But I still have those little things that you can cook on if you go camping.
Oh yeah.
And you light it and it's like a stove aisle. So I still have it. I still have it in the garage. I think I have 2 of them. But it's like you got to do what you got to do because we was in the front yard cooking. Like I know y'all might be hungry, but we're not going to be hungry over here. So I don't know what y'all are eating, but if you want to come visit, you can. Because I was gonna have my food. Because when your refrigerator is out for 8 days, that means everything is spoiled if you don't.
Oh yeah.
Fix it. So I remember that, and so that's the other thing that bothers me about everything digital. Like when they started that conversation about there's no more coins, so you have to use a credit card. When I tell you that annoyed me so bad, I went to go get a sandwich, and they said, "Oh no, we're not taking any cash." I just left because I was like, I'm not putting a $4 sandwich on my card. I don't do that. If I'm not spending more than $20, I don't want to put it on a card.
Right.
If it's food, maintenance, nails, hair, I'm not putting that on a card. That's my own personal business. Like, you don't need to track me. So that's how I think. Okay, November. You may not have known this, but 2 men were exonerated in the killing of Malcolm X. They had been in prison for years and years and years and forever.
Yeah, and the sister passed away, right? Or the daughter? Was it the daughter of Malcolm X?
The daughter was found dead in her apartment 3 days after they were exonerated. I'm not saying there's connection. I didn't say that.
Don't you find that suspicious?
I'm saying that's the way it was reported. And then something exciting happened for your age group and half of my age group, maybe. Britney Spears was freed.
Oh, yeah.
I know. I remember when Josh was a teenager, your brother, when he was a teenager, he made me buy that darn CD, the one with the Hit Me Baby one more. That boy liked him some Britney Spears. He thought she was so cute. And I was just like, okay.
I think it's a pretty good year for Paris Hilton, Britney Spears, and Lindsay Lohan. And those are my favorite 3. Still are. There's a sun, like the sun blocker I have.
Yeah.
They have one that's like $40 on this website. It's a sun blocker, but it's Paris Hilton driving with Lindsay Lohan and Britney Spears in the front seat. And they look like they was having a wild night. I want to get it because it looks like when I put it in my car, it's going to look like they're in my car.
Oh, that's cute.
So I want to get
cute.
that.
Sounds really cute.
Yeah, it'll look like they're in my, I'm going to show you, but yeah, it's $40, but still.
Yeah, but if it's a person that you like, it's like it doesn't matter because like you like them. It's kind of like how I am about my Mini Cooper stuff. I don't care what nobody has to say about what I pay for stuff that for my car because guess what? I want it. I remember I went to an event and on my door locks I have the Mini Cooper logo wings in in silver plated. It has the logo of Mini Cooper with the wings. And somebody was like, but why do you need a dressing for your locks on your door? Because it looks good. You want some, don't you? She was like, she was like, I really do. Where'd you buy them? And I told her where I bought them from. So I said, okay.
We could have just skipped all of that and you could have just asked me where I got them from.
If you want to know where they came from, just ask me because we all tell everybody where we get stuff from. So I thought that was hilarious. Okay.
I remember at one point you wanted lashes on your car.
I still have the lashes. I just never did put them on. Oh, I did. I put them on for a parade one year, 4th of July parade one year. And then I never put them on back because they're not something that you put on for every day. That's something you would put on if you go to like one of the events or something like that.
Okay.
Not for everyday use. Because one thing about car culture people is that when you do certain things to your car in the general public, they don't understand. So I don't want to spend my time explaining. So if you don't understand what I'm talking about, I'm not going to invite you into my world.
Yeah.
So that's the end of that. All right. So December. What happened in December, Angie?
A whole lot, actually.
What happened in the world in December?
Can
you remember one thing that happened in the world in December?
I'm trying to pick one I might want to talk about, but my brain is also freezing right now.
Oh my gosh.
Even though it's just this month.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just this month. anything significant in the world that happened in December.
Yeah, my mind's at a blank right now.
So during the month of December, we had The Matrix came out. For
A new one?
Yeah, it's called
Only reason
Matrix
why.
Reloaded or something like that. It's actually on HBO Max right now.
Oh, see, yeah, oh yeah, because Jada Pinkett, I saw her at some type of red carpet thing for that.
I didn't watch it because I never saw Matrix 1 or
Yeah,
2.
I don't know.
Or
I don't.
whatever numbers Matrix had, 1, 2, 3, I don't know. But
It's all on HBO Max though.
I never saw the first one.
Yeah,
Well,
but they're
I'm
like
not,
2 hours and
I'm
something
not going
long.
to say any names or anything just to be respectful, but there's a particular character in that Matrix that I don't like him. I've never liked his movies. I don't think he's exciting. I don't think he's a great actor. He's weird to me. I have never like literally when I see this actor, I get like I don't like him.
Like
And
cringe.
I'm not gonna say who he is. I'm just gonna say I can't
It's
watch
only
the
2 of them that
well,
that people would know
who?
on the movie on the Matrix. Let me look up the cast.
Well,
What number is this though? Because it's like 2 or 3.
I don't know. It's just called Matrix Reloaded, and I don't know I don't know if it's number 3, 4. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I've never saw one.
Matrix Reloaded.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't like that character. I didn't watch him in other movies that he's played in with other characters that I like. I have never liked that character. For some reason, I don't watch anything he's in. I don't like him. But anyway, and it's not about him personally because I don't know him, but I'm saying I don't get a liking vibe from him. Like I don't like him like that. All right. So that's kind of like a recap of 2021 kind of things that everybody would kind of know about. I did watch on YouTube. They had a recap of the Matrix Reloaded that just came out, and they just basically talked about why they shouldn't have made it. And I was like, that kind of hits my point as to why I don't care about the whole franchise. But also this month, something that I didn't know that a Black woman wrote the script and that they stole that from her. So I researched a little bit and watched quite a few of interviews with her. I do believe that she's been compensated for it, but the fact is that she explained what she meant by writing the script, and she wrote a book called Third Eye.
Mm-hmm.
And, just the fact, maybe that's the that I get from it. I don't know, but I never knew that a Black woman wrote that whole thing, and she wrote Terminator and Matrix, and they stole Terminator and Matrix from her book and made it a film, and didn't decide to include her in any of it until she sued them. So that's something I learned in December. All right, so Angie, what we're going to do now is we're going to go through 12 things that happened exciting for us, and we're going to just start with the month of January and go down. You can go first. Anything exciting happened for you January 2021? We're just doing a recap now on just our personal life, because I was actually surprised, and this is why I was telling you a few weeks ago that I use a handwritten calendar.
I need to start doing
it. Like every time I travel somewhere, I highlight it. So when I go back through my calendar and I look at all the highlights, I'm like, I did that. Like I just, that's why I keep saying folks keep worrying about what's negatively happening. Go back through your calendar and look at all the things you still survived, you know?
That's sad. I gotta look through
here we are another year and I didn't catch COVID. Here I am another year. Nobody, significant to me died of COVID or had it or anything like that. So I'm just like thankful for the good things that kind of happened. So anything exciting happened for you in January of 2021? Since
not really specifically. I can't remember much for January. I didn't do much. Nothing really exciting for me.
Well, January the 9th, I got an opportunity, as I have done for the last 6 years. I got an opportunity to actually drive to Waco to my Mini Cooper. We call it a Waco Run, where Mini Cooper drivers from all over, from Oklahoma, from Midland, from Dallas, from San Antonio, Houston, we all drive, and we either meet with a group and drive to Waco, or we all meet at this very particular park, and then the
Mm-hmm.
food trucks line up for us because it's usually 100 or so. The food trucks will line up for us and serve us, and then we'll have a bunch of giveaways and all that stuff. So we call that the Waco Run. So the Mini Cooper Club does this event every year. 2 years ago we did it, and we didn't even finish everything we were supposed to. It was so cool. It was so cold in Waco that even the food trucks didn't want to sit and wait. They left. It was so cold that we literally were there less than an hour, and everybody was like, all right, I'm going back home. And just think, people from Oklahoma, that's almost 6 hours they drove. But it was so cold that literally you couldn't even, it was not only just cold, but it was windy, and the cold was like in your bones. It was so cold. Last year went really, really good. We had a really good time. Quite a few of us went. I mean, maybe about 75 or so came from all over Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, Austin, Corpus Christi, all those places. So I got to do that in January. What did you do in your February this year?
February, I just really remember the winter storm. That's not really exciting, but that's when I think of February, that's what I think of. I think most exciting stuff didn't really start happening to me till like my birthday after.
We'll get there then. So February the 16th, your sister and I and her friend, which one went? Trinity. Her friend Trinity, we just hightailed it. We didn't plan it way before, but maybe like a week or two before. We hightailed it and got in the car and drove to Mardi Gras. We were warned not to go. You're gonna catch COVID. See, one thing about me is I don't allow people to put curses on my life. So if somebody tells me you're gonna get this, I walk away, because I'm not gonna let you download that into me. So yeah, we went to Mardi Gras. We participated in parades, the food halls, there was a thing that I had gone on Eventbrite and pulled up some free tickets, and there was a shop black or something, and it was held in this hotel, and they had about 60 vendors set up, everything from boutiques to jewelry to sea moss to soaps to clothing, everything, shoes, everything you wanted to see. It was a beautiful boutique thing, and it was free tickets. So we participated in that event. It was really, really fun. We met a lot of people. I bought, a few things. When I go to an expo, I always take a few dollars to buy at least one thing. Like I don't want to go and not support some business, right? So we did that, and they was giving away free margaritas and everything. I was just like, okay, margaritas, but the people I was with did, so whatever. But we had fun. I hadn't gone to Mardi Gras in a long time. I mean, it had been some years since I actually specifically just said, okay, I'm going to go to Mardi Gras. But I'm kind of sad that they're not going to have it this year in person, but it's only going to be virtual. But I understand why. But they just put a post out on their Mardi Gras website for New Orleans, and they said, what are you doing to prepare for Mardi Gras? And I typed back, preparing myself to see you next year live, because I like the parade. I love the crew. I love I just love it. I just absolutely love it. I have in a bag right now. Last year we probably got about 500 beads. And we didn't even have to lift our shirts to get them. We just were in the front part of the parade in the line, and every time they would come out, we raise our hand, they would just throw stuff. Now there was a guy with a little boy behind us who he had him on his shoulder, and they were throwing teddy bears and stuff. So I was like, look back there, his daddy was kind of cute. So I was like, here, give this to your son. The little boy was so excited to get, it was like a little shark toy or something. He was so excited to get that toy. He was like, that's all he wanted was a teddy bear and some beads. So we reached in our bag and we gave him some beads too, because I'm telling you, Trinity had a bag full of beads. I had a bag full of beads. Peyton had a bag full of beads because we took our own bags with us. So we had a really good time. I had my little see-through Mardi Gras petticoat skirt on. It was so much fun. I had a good time. Came back. None of us got sick or anything. None of us had any issue. We had our mask on and everything too, so that made a difference. But it was thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people at that parade. Have you ever gone to the Mardi Gras that they do in Galveston?
I've never been to anything that's Mardi Gras.
Okay, I used to go to it when I was in my 20s. I used to go to the one that was in Galveston because, of course, that's close to home, and you wouldn't think about spending money going down the road, getting a hotel and all that's expense. So you could just,
they got a 6-hour cruise out there in Galveston.
Oh yeah,
they take you there and back.
Yeah, I know. I always was more apt to put $20 in the car and fill up the tank and go to Galveston and come back. So the one in Galveston is fun, but it ain't lit like it ain't lit. It's the one in New Orleans is because see if you go on their website and you get the list of all the after parties, all of the Cajun food spots because they have like food trucks and then they have like food stations set up. You get the list. So we just was going down the list and just like trying food everywhere. We didn't have to go in and sit down and eat anything because we just tried everything. Of course, we had to go get our beignets, which we always make sure we do.
Yeah.
All right. So we know in March what we did. Do you have anything other than that?
I went to Vegas for my birthday.
That's what I'm saying. Other than Vegas. So we went to Vegas for your birthday. Other than that, did you do anything else exciting? Because for March, that's the only thing I can think of that I did in March, other than what I did at the end of the month that led into April. So I'm gonna just put it over to April. But yeah, Vegas. Was that your first time going to Vegas?
Yes, it was. I'm trying to look at my pictures to even remember what I did back in those months. Because I don't have much stuff that happened every month. I think overall, this is the most I've traveled since
Since you left my house.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. But I mean, after 2019, like when the whole pandemic happened, this year is the year I've traveled the most.
Yeah. So if you could name all the places you've been to in the US, where have those been? But I know that your international travel, you did get to do a 3-week European travel, which I think will be a highlight for the rest of your life. You'll remember that no matter how old you get. I know you'll remember that. But is that the only international travel you did?
Yeah.
So you've never been to Mexico?
No. Remember we talked about that yesterday. That's why I was like, I didn't know.
I just can't believe that because I've been so much that I just can't believe you never went on one of the trips. So what about you?
I also did a lot of traveling when I was away in another city too. So
I mean, I've been traveling since you were in school. So yeah, I've never stopped. What about US? So you've been to Vegas?
Vegas, Cali, Portland,
Vegas,
Portland,
Cali,
Oregon,
Portland, Florida,
Louisiana, Atlanta, Florida.
Atlanta, Florida. Where else? That's it.
New York.
Okay, New York. Yep. New York for your Sweet 16. We did that. Okay.
But then we went again when me and you and Grandma went.
Oh yeah.
So sit outside of what's that talk show?
That's not a bad list, but you got to pump it up. That's not a bad list. That's a really good list. But I was looking at my bucket list the other day because I'm getting ready to mark some things off and add some things on. Did you find out what that thing is that I want to do?
No, I didn't get to look at that, but that's different.
I'm adding that to my list, but I gotta find the name of it. It's under the same family as hang gliding, but it's not that. Somebody said it's called magic carpet. No, it's not.
That's probably what they call it. But what's hang gliding?
I googled that and that didn't come up, but I'm adding that to my list. I cannot wait to do that. Oh my god! I just.
What's hang gliding?
When you it's kind of like parasailing, but it's not over water. It's go up. I would only do all of those activities, of course, tandem, because I'm up there with an instructor that can tell me what to do or whatever and can show me how to do the parachute and all that stuff. But that's actually how you come down from skydiving. When I went skydiving, I had to pull the parachute and then so that we could, land very smoothly, which we landed so freaking smoothly. But yeah, so Vegas was, I think Vegas when I took you in March, that was maybe my 7th time going to Vegas, maybe. So I've been to Vegas quite a bit. With family. We went for your grandmother's 70th birthday. I've gone with friends. I've gone with, girls trip. I've gone with, work friends. I went with Lorraine one year when she won the Stevie Award. I went with a really good friend of mine before he died. We went to Vegas just as friends, of course. I've been to Vegas a lot. All right. So what about in April? Did you do anything, go anywhere, hang out with friends, do anything special with friends? I know you did in the summer because a lot of your friends graduated, but what about April? Did you do anything?
April, I went to Top Golf for the first time. I'm looking at my photos right now. I went with a group, and that's when I found out. We didn't go on a Tuesday, but I found out that they have half off on Tuesdays. But it was me, Chelsea, and a couple group of friends. We went. They also have really good food. Their flatbread pizza is good. Their wings are good.
Really okay. Good. Did you actually golf?
Yeah, I was the one getting the most points for our team. Yeah, it's actually really fun. I think I wouldn't mind making that a hobby. If I knew somebody at a country club or something, I'd definitely go for real.
Yeah.
Because I started doing mini golf before with my
I was
dad.
just about to say they have a lot of putt and mini golf and stuff, and a lot of those places are not expensive because a lot of really young teenagers and stuff go to those. But I think Top Golf is kind of like the adult version of that.
And I like at Top Golf if you spill your drink because they know that you be, throwing, even though the table's not close to your Top Golf, but if you spill your drink, they give you another one for free.
Lord.
Just throwing that out there.
Okay, so in April, which is the last chance you get to pretty much get a good snowmobiling experience, I think about maybe 2016, I'd started this thing where I don't want any more, no, maybe it was, 2016 or 17. I said, I don't want any more warm winters. I want to do your traditional snowy winter wonderland type of Christmas trips or whatever, holiday trips. And so this year, Peyton and I looked at the calendar, and we had just done in December, we had gone to Utah, and we did everything we wanted to do there. We did the tubing, we did everything we wanted to do. We snowmobile, we did what we wanted to do, but I got this little itch, and I don't know where it came from, but I got this little itch that I had to go snowmobiling one more time. I just was like, I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know where, but I have to go. So we found some really, 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 really affordable flights to Colorado. So we went to Colorado, we landed in Denver, and we went up to Winter Park and got that last snowmobile trip in the backwoods of a mountain. It was amazing. That 2-3 hours was amazing. It was so many good people on the trip having fun. It was, we went to the peak top of the mountain, got our photos and everything. We got to ride. I mean, it was really awesome. So I'm glad that I said, you know what, I got to get one more in. Well, I knew that this year for Christmas or for the holiday, I wasn't going to go somewhere cold, that I was going to stay home. I had already decided that last year I'm staying home for Christmas this next time, but that I am going to go for March. But I decided I didn't want to go to Denver or to Utah like we normally would, but that instead I want to go to New Mexico, go to Taos, New Mexico. And I found quite a few ski resorts up there that do backwoods snowmobiling. So I'm excited about that for 2022. But yeah, that's what we did. We went to Winter Park in Colorado and went snowmobiling, and we got a chance to also check out downtown Denver, Colorado. It was really awesome and kind of upscale, where a lot of apartments, well, high rise or whatever, down there. So they had a lot of restaurants where you could just kind of go in and out, and you could walk the downtown area. It was really cool. So we had fun doing that. What about May? You didn't get to come with us to the Mother's Day thing. The thing that we had out in La Porte, Texas.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where I was at.
I don't know. Because Peyton came, but she had to go to work, so she drove the one car, and then I had to drive a different car because it was like she had to be to work, and we wouldn't have had time to bring me back home. So I don't know where you were. Oh, I think you did something with your. Oh, you were out of town with your girlfriends. So where did you go? You went out of town.
May.
Somebody graduated or something?
Antonio, my friend, graduated from pharmacy school.
There you go. So that's something you did right there in May, because I remember you didn't go to the thing. So we went to a new restaurant in I'm not gonna say the name because I did not enjoy it, but we went to a new restaurant in La Porte that everybody was like bragging it's gonna be so good, but I seriously had to bring the food home, re-season it, and re-put it in the oven.
See,
after paying quite a good penny for it. Now, the drive was interesting. It was on the east side, in La Porte. The little town was great. They had a lot of things you could see because it was like by some monuments and stuff. But I ate the food, and let me tell you what I did. I said, and everybody at the table was like, ain't no seasoning on this. I had to bring it home. I had to Tony Sacheri it up, flip-flop it around, remix it, put it in the oven and let it crisp and let the seasoning get in it, and then re-eat it. I couldn't even I didn't even finish a whole meal because it was so bland. And I'm not talking about bland like they just didn't season it because I like a lot of seasoning, because I do not.
But they have nothing, not even salt and pepper.
Like they took the fish and shrimp, battered it, and just fried it. They didn't put no Tony on it, no salt, no pepper. I didn't even taste pepper or salt on it. Yeah, so and that food was expensive too. All right, so what about your June? You do anything interesting in June of this year? I know you did because you had a lot of friends that graduated and a lot of
That was really the main graduation kind of event I went to, but June, went to that restaurant for grandma's birthday for the first time and really liked
which one
their
was that one?
we were supposed to go to Del Frisco's, but their lights went
Oh,
out,
you ended
remember?
up going to Morton's
That's what his name. I don't know why I was gonna say Maggiano's.
because
Morton.
in June we were still dealing with the rolling blackouts from the winter storm.
They said it's gonna
Yeah,
most likely happen again, but yeah.
I still gotta go to Del Frisco. I still got to go to Del Frisco's though because I still want to taste the
I was
truffle
ready
mac
for
and
that. I even looked up the menu and everything prior, but
we're gonna have to go out there and do a show.
yeah, that'd be a good
Well,
location because they got that
that would
boat
be good. That'd be
too.
good. That's true. Well, in June, I noticed that I had met 10 new people, and they were, business and personal, different people that you meet on social media and all that stuff, and you start talking about different things you like. And at that point, I'd already really met for that 6 months. I'd already really met over 50 people, whether it was business or whatever. And then in July, I mean in June, if you can recall, we also started talking about creating the podcast show.
Oh yeah.
So that was like the beginning of it. I still never did find that email that I sent to you about let's start the podcast. But I'm like, that's okay. When I start cleaning out my phone, getting rid of text messages and stuff that I don't need, then I'll find it. What about July, the 7th month?
Um, I went to like a little mini pool party. That wasn't really.
Did you do anything for the 4th of July though?
I don't think so. I just remember June and July were the months that I was going to the pool a lot because I have got a lot of cute out bathing suits from Shein and stuff that I wanted to wear, but nothing really exciting, like memorable. Well, June was
So
actually my first time riding in the drop top.
Oh, in June?
Yeah, my friend Sean, I was telling you about. That was my first time riding the drop top. So yeah, that's
Well,
exciting.
I think we need to use the word convertible because I was telling my friend Caleb that's in my Mini Cooper club, I was saying the word drop top and he looked at Peyton and he said, "What is your mom talking about?" And she
Wow.
said, she put her hand on his shoulder and she said, "Caleb, we're talking about a convertible." He
Well,
said,
you better be lucky I didn't say droppy like
he
Drake.
said he never in his life, and Caleb is your age, he said he never in his life heard the word drop top. We laughed at him so hard. We had so much fun that weekend laughing at him. Every time we saw a drop top, we would say, "Caleb, look at that drop top." People like, okay, now I know. He never heard the word drop
It
top.
literally says what it does in the word.
He
Drop
said
the top. What is
he never heard that word before. So if somebody would say, "I'm coming in with the roof off," he would have said, "What happened to my house roof?" Caleb is funny. You know him.
Now you told me that now, so if I do see him, I'm gonna just say some unnecessary slang that he
You
don't
met
know.
him at you met him in Eureka Springs.
Yeah, I remember him and his mom. Yeah, because he
Yeah,
brought a friend
yeah,
from Lubbock. From
Yep,
Lubbock.
yep. Tall guy. They're
Mhm.
still all friends.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because what year was that?
2014.
Oh wow.
I know, so it's been a long time. They've seen Peyton now for the last 3 years, so they're like, "Where's the first girl?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"She has another life."
Yeah.
All right, so for the month of July, I hired a new PCP, which is a primary care physician.
Yeah,
So
be specific.
I know. So, but when you're paying for that private insurance, they're not gonna be specific. They're gonna say your PCP is so and so. So I hired a new female doctor that I like her. She's nice
And I just found one 2 days ago that I really like. I've never, other than the one I found in Longview, back in Longview was my first time I found somebody that understands what I need and is trying to help me. Right. But out here, I found somebody after looking for almost 2 years. It's been almost 2 years since I've been here.
That's good.
Back here. So I finally found somebody, and they're really close up the street. So
yeah. Mine is just right on Dairy Ashford, so I like her too. But anyway, I like her. And then also July was the first month I ever had a wax. I mean, not wax, a laser.
Yeah.
So like laser for under your arm and all that. So that's the first time I ever did that. I always was a little bit afraid of that because people would say, "Oh, it could burn your skin and it'll leave like a dark, shadow over your skin." So if you can imagine some of the ladies that go in and they get it for their lip wax and stuff. Could you imagine a streak being across your lip? Like that scared me. And I was like, I don't want under my arm to have streaks and stuff, but I love not having hair under my arm. So getting a
Yeah,
laser was
me
like
too.
interesting. And then I got a great Groupon deal on it. So it was like, wow. All right. What about the 8th month, which is August, which is the month of your Uncle Teddy's birthday?
Um,
Think about it. August was when we were getting ready to do the podcast. So
Yeah. Um,
well, you could definitely say that you learned a lot about the behind the scenes of doing a podcast for sure. Because
oh
I
yeah.
don't know if you had known all of that stuff.
June, July, August. That's a shame. I gotta go through my pictures to find out.
I know I did all of that research the other day because I was just like, I want to just go through it and just talk about it. That way I don't have to find it because I literally have
Yeah, nothing that I can remember. Nothing off top like August. Yeah, no.
Well, in August, I had done 12 interviews leading up to the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
12 other interviewers that have their own YouTube and podcast shows had interviewed us just to learn more about who we were and what kind of podcast we were doing. On some of those interviews, you were in them as well. So they wanted to know about our podcast, about us and what we were doing. And I still have a lot of people asking to interview. I can't wait to fill my calendar up because my goal for 2022 is to at least do 5 interviews a week. And it's just about cross promotion, and it's about being able to talk about their podcast and, tell people who may want to deal with that genre of person, thing like that. So really cross promotion to talk
And
about
one interview, getting promoted on one interview goes a long way and helps because
that's
our
what's
numbers.
cross promotion. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about September?
September was, of course, exciting because that's when we kicked off um, the podcast. Well, the only thing I can also think about of August is like getting excited for the photo shoot and getting
Exactly.
ready for that.
And when was the last time you had a photo shoot? Graduation.
Yeah, like an actual one. Yeah.
Professional. Yeah. So yeah, I was excited about the photo shoot. I didn't even put that in there, and I should have. Yeah, that's right. August we had our photo shoot by 3 weeks before the show, or 2 weeks or something.
It was like August 15th, so like 2 weeks.
Oh,
Yeah.
so 2 weeks because we started the show on September the 1st. So yeah.
Yeah.
And then also in September, if you don't remember. So we started the podcast on the 1st.
Mhm.
In September, I also applied for our 2 proclamations.
Oh,
One
yeah.
with the city of Katy, one with the city of Houston's, which we should be receiving in the next 60 days or less. But then I also applied for our trademark.
Yes.
So that's important and significant and very professionally responsible.
Yeah, for sure.
And of course, on the 24th was my birthday, ending, a particular era and leading me into a new one. So I'm excited. I'm super excited about turning 50. I don't know why I'm so excited. It's ridiculous.
It's probably like
I really am, but I'm just like, wow, I've been waiting for this for a long time to be actually grown. So yeah, that happened in September. And this is the first year I can honestly say in September that I did not plan an international trip. This is the first year that I did not go and eat. This is the first year that I just didn't really do anything. I didn't do anything, but then also it didn't bother me not to do anything because when I look back
right.
at everything that I have done from 2012 all the way up to here, and every birthday I would normally take an international trip by myself, like literally by myself. Like when I went to Indonesia for 12 days, I was by myself. When I went to Costa Rica for 10 days, I was by myself. Like I didn't care. I think at this point, I won't do that. Like I won't go international by myself unless I'm going with a group of people and I'm the only one coming from my area, but I'm meeting people there. But I just think that times keep evolving into different things that I wouldn't feel safe enough to do it. Even though when I travel international to like other places than Mexico, I always let the embassy, I always go online, fill out that form to let the embassy know this is my arrival and this is when I'm supposed to leave, so that if I don't leave on that date, then obviously something wrong.
Yeah.
So that's responsible. And most people don't think to do that. What about for October?
I don't remember much from October. Nothing like
No photos?
photos.
You don't have any photos of anything? Because I can think of one thing you did in October.
What?
Go through your photos, ma'am.
You know, I got about 25,000 of them
I have 167. What are we talking about? I'm trying to figure out now how to
in your
transfer
phone.
photos. Yeah. Well, you know, everything's in the cloud. So, you know, not literally in my phone, but when you go right here to my photos, it says I have 167